Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GA with me, Seamus Brady, and in this video we are going to discuss the Leinster football final of 2023, which saw Dublin cruise to their 62nd Leinster title and their 13th Leinster title in a row. They blew away Louth by 5 goals and 21 points to 15 points at Croke Park. Just again, like we talked about it in the previous video about the Armagh and Derry game, just, the exceptional excitement there. But this was just such a one-sided beatdown, very similar to the Kerry-Clare game, very similar to the Galway-Sligo game. This is the double-edged sword effect of the provincial championships, and particularly the Leinster Championship just has not been competitive at all. Dublin haven't lost a game in the Leinster Championship since 2010. I think that gives you a fairly decent idea of the standard here that Dublin are up against. But yeah, Dublin did start slowly. That's the one thing that I will point out. Louth surprised me, surprised Dublin, surprised pretty much everybody by pushing up on Dublin. And then Dublin, to their credit, noticed this and immediately switched up their game plan. And once Dublin got the run on Louth, it was over. Dublin hit a goal and 10 without reply. Now, before I get into that, I will give big props to Sam O'Roy. He was fantastic, particularly at the start. He had a gorgeous point to make it 3 points to 2. Louth were in front, looking like they were running pace with Dublin. But then once Dublin got the run on them, it was just completely game over. 110 on the bounce for Dublin without reply from Louth. Louth couldn't get good ball into their full forward line. They were completely relying on running it through the lines with the likes of Conor Grimes. And once that didn't work, they were reduced to launching a long ball for Sam O'Roy to try and win it on 3 different players. And they're getting turned over time and time again. Dublin had them completely boxed in. And Paul Magnon's goal in the 23rd minute just signalled a complete parting in the ways. Con O'Callaghan, Cormac Costello, Sean Bugler, Jack McCaffrey, all on the score sheet. However, McCaffrey did go off injured in the 30th minute. Hopefully, it is not a serious injury, because I would hate to see Jack McCaffrey not be able to take part in the championship this year. Conor Grimes hit a gorgeous score in the 35th minute as Louth did fight back. They hit the last 3 scores of the first half, but still at halftime, you knew that the game was over. They did fight in the second half. Liam Jackson hit a lovely point to make it 112 to 9 points. But then again, Dublin responded. In the 45th minute, James McCarthy hit the back of the net for Dublin after a shot for a point fell short. Keane Murphy got it, gave it to McCarthy. McCarthy stuck it in the net. But it was one of those goals where when it goes in, you're kind of like, oh, for God's sake, how has that happened? Louth were starting to make some inroads. And Dublin get a goal, which, to be honest, was a really, really soft one for Louth to concede. And that put Dublin 10 points ahead again. And you knew the game was over. But I did not expect Louth to capitulate the way that they did after that. And for the second year in a row, Dublin put 5 goals past their opponent in the Leinster final. Last year, they did it to Kildare. This year, they've done it to Louth. I didn't think it would happen to Louth, I have to be honest. In the 53rd minute, Stephen Cluxton proved that he still got it. Tipped over a Conor Grimes shot for goal. Brilliant instinctive save by the Parnells man. And then in the 55th minute, Sean Bugler added a 3rd goal for Dublin after a lovely 1-2 with Kieran Kilkenny. In the 69th minute, Lee Gannon smashed the ball off the crossbar. The rebound was then buried to the net by Paddy Small. And in the 73rd minute, Colin Barskell rounded up Louth's misery by making it 5-20 to 15 points. Dublin added 1 more point, and the game finished 5-21 to Dublin, 15 points to Louth. And look, what can I say that hasn't been said before? This was just a mismatch. Dublin were just on it to a level where Louth just could not compete with them. And yeah, look, as Desi Farrell said, there will be harder tests for Dublin ahead. Louth now dust themselves off. Look, get on with it. You lost to Dublin in the Leinster final by a big margin. You're not the first team that's happened to over the last 13 years. So just dust yourself off. They're in a group where they can win games. They're not out of their depth, particularly in the Cork game. I feel like they can have some joy there. Like they did do well in the league against teams like that. So go for it. But yeah, congratulations to Dublin, Leinster champions once again. There will be an in-depth review of this game coming here on the channel tomorrow. GAA Stats will be the guest for that. So make sure you check that out. And until the next one, guys, take care.